Welcome to It's a Grand Life, where our mission is to be a voice for grand families and kinship caregivers everywhere. Did you know that in the United States alone, there are 2.3 million grandparents raising their grandchildren? 2.3 million. It's a Grand Life is committed to making a difference for those kids. That's why we have the podcast, a Facebook group, and the Grand Fund. The Grand Fund, which is a 501c3 which was launched in June of 2024, provides financial assistance to grand families, including shelter, food, clothing, and household needs. Grand families are in every neighborhood, in every city, every tribe, and territory nationwide. If this is you or someone you love, we're here for you, and we welcome you to join us on this mission. Our goal is to offer hope and resources to help you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us wherever you get your podcasts and leave a review. You can also join our Facebook group. Just search for it under It's a Grand Life. And your reviews, comments, and sharing of our podcasts help us reach others that need assistance. Welcome to another episode of It's a Grand Life. Hi, my name is Craig Nash. I would like to welcome you to another It's a Grand Life. And we've got a special podcast for you today. I think you're going to find this absolutely intriguing the way I did. We've got the Internet Crime Complaint Center. We've got the FBI on the podcast with us today. Brian Drake, who is the FBI Supervisory Special Agent, primarily in charge of financial scams. And for those of us who are grandparents raising our grandkids, we need to be as aware of these scams as anybody else. And Special Agent Brian, we just thank you so much for joining us today. And we'd love to talk, I guess, initially about how big a problem is the financial scams for the folks that you all deal with. I mean, not just grandparents, but everybody.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I would love to dive right into this because this is something near and dear to my heart. I supervise the financial crimes here in Detroit, and it's since I've been in this position, I've only seen the amount of scams grow in the sheer number and volume, but also with the victimization, like dollar amounts. It's staggering. And so I'd like to start out with, we have a website that we want everyone to go to report any crime that you have, but specifically internet-based crimes or these frauds and scams, which is ic3.gov. And what ic3.gov is a great repository for us, because if everyone knows to go there and provide us with the information, we are able then to track all of the current data that's happening. And every year that data is calculated, and we're able to see where the trends are. Who's being victimized, how are they being victimized, and what are the dollar amounts involved, so we can hone in on what is actually going on currently. And so I've compared the data from 2023 and 2024, because 2024 is our latest data that we have. And the report just came out a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago at the most. And comparing 2023 to 2024 data, it is apparent that we have a lot of work to do. In 2023, there was about $12.5 billion lost by American citizens to these scammers. That increased by 33% in 2024. We lost over $16 billion to these scammers. And
unbelievable.
It's absolutely insane. And these guys don't stop. They are very persistent in what they do. And the areas in which we're seeing a lot of the concentration for these guys, because they look for certain things. They look like, who are they easily able to manipulate? Mm-hmm. And one of the targets for that is elderly folks, 60 years and older.
Right.
And they target those folks for a number of reasons. One is they think that they're easily manipulated. Okay, they're not as tech savvy as the younger folks, and so they think they can prey on that. The other thing, and probably more to the point, is they got the biggest bank accounts. Everyone 60 and older has been saving their entire lives. They have their 401ks. If you work for the government, you have thrift savings, you have your checking and savings account, you have a lot of money in there. And that's what they want. They want your money. And so they go where the biggest bang for their buck is, and that is the elderly folks 60 plus. And so we see a lot of concentration in that area is the 60 and older. What the great fortunate thing is with the data, we were able to find that from 2023 to 2024, our older folks, yes, they've been scammed, but they're reporting it more. And I think that's because of education. And I get out myself and I go as many places as I can to talk to folks about this, to educate them on what to look out for, where to go if you're victimized, and then what we can do to help you as the FBI and law enforcement in general. And so we've seen an uptick quite a bit, which is great. And also, in 2023, like the highest victimization rate, just so you guys know, that reported their losses was from 30 years old to 49 years old. And in 2024, it was the individuals 60 and over that suffered the highest losses,
Wow.
about $5 billion total
Wow.
from the scams that they have reported. So there is definitely targeting of elderly folks.
And most of the folks that are perpetuating these crimes, are they from our country, or are these international criminals, or how does that break down?
Great question, because the quick and dirty answer is most of them, I would say north of 90% of them, are outside the borders of the United States. They are in foreign countries. Nigeria, those are, a lot of people know about Nigerian scams. Mm-hmm. Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, India. They're all over, and they're all very organized. This is organized crime that is doing this.
Absolutely amazing, and I know you've got a lot to share with us today. But the main thing, the number one issue you wanted to talk about was the cryptocurrency crime that is going on, and that I think. Supervisory Special Agent Drake, I think that is absolutely so timely, because even our president is talking about cryptocurrency. So it's on the front page of the news, and it's on your YouTube and even Facebook and what have you. And so folks from around the world have found a way to make this a criminal situation. And we'd love to hear your thoughts on how that is going and what we can do to stop that.
Absolutely. This is something I like to shout from the rooftops wherever I can. And it is basically investment fraud. And there's different types of investment fraud that are out there. A lot of people know about the Bernie Madoff type of investment fraud. There's the Ponzi schemes. You have advanced fee investment fraud. And, give me money now and we'll build this, hotel, and we'll make a lot of money. And so that person gets all the money up front, but then they never actually build anything, right? So that's advanced fee investment fraud. Well, because of the craze in cryptocurrency, there is now a lot of people investing in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin, they see it, a couple of years ago was at like $5,000, and today it's over $100,000, and it's not regulated. And so the volatility is incredible with this investment scheme, but people are getting wealthy over it. And so these organized crime syndicates, specifically the ones in Southeast Asia, are really taking a hard look at this. And they've over the years, in the last like 5 or 6 years or so, they have decided, first we're going to target the Chinese folks in the United States. That's where it started. And what they would do is they would call them up, or they would contact them via social media. And that's how this happens. Is there isn't like one specific way in which they start this investment scam with you. Okay, they could call you, they could text you, they could send you a private message on social media. They could just send you an advertisement on social media. There's just a ton. They could come to you on a romance site. Okay, they could come to you on a professional site like a LinkedIn, something like that, professional networking site. They will go anywhere. We had one example of a gentleman who came to me after one of these presentations, and he had been in a mountain biking forum, and he was probably late 50s, early 60s. He loved mountain biking, and he had developed a relationship with this person in this mountain biking forum. And it was in that forum that he took them off the forum onto a encrypted messaging app like a WhatsApp, and then gave him the pitch of this scam, pig butchery, cryptocurrency investment fraud. And he fell for it, and he ended up losing a lot of money, well over $300,000 in this scam. But how it works is they approach you in any of these ways, and then they get developing that relationship with you. They talk to you about, hey, this is a great opportunity, or they try to befriend you. Just over time, they get your trust, like on the romance sites or in like a mountain biking site like that gentleman. But once they get your attention, when it comes to this, they say, hey, we've got this opportunity, and we'd love you to be a part of it. And if you want to do this, we'll send you an app, and you can download onto your phone. And then what they do is they either email you or text you this app, and you click on it, and it downloads on your phone. And then they say, we'll do all of our communication, all of the money through this app. You'll wire it through it. You'll send all your money through there. And then once that happens, you have it on your phone. You wire your money or submit your money through the app. Let's say you put in like $20,000 to start or $50,000 to start. So you do that. And then what they'll do is after a month or 2 months or 3 months, you'll get your statement, depending on how they set it up, monthly statements, quarterly statements. But the statements they give you are completely fraudulent. They're completely fake. Right. There is no real statement there at all. And they're just showing you this curve going, straight up on a nice diagonal, showing the increase in your investment. And so you think you're making all this money. And as you make this money, you're like, wow, I've made, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. This is great. I want to, take some of this money out and use it for whatever purpose I want to, buy a new car, or, update my house, or buy a house, or whatever it is that you want to do. And so you ask them, like, hey, I'm going to take some money out. And they're like, all right, cool, that's fine. You can take some money out. And they let you do that one time. And that is it. It's kind of like a drug dealer on the street who needs customers, and they'll give them a free taste of the drugs to get them booked.
Right.
Okay. This is the hook part of it, is you think that it's real because you've invested, you see it going up in your statements, and then they let you get money out like a real investment opportunity. But this is the one and only time you will ever get any money out. Okay.
Wow.
So you get the money out, you do what you want with it, and then they say, hey, why don't you add some more money? You saw how good it was doing. You're still making more money as it is. And so you add more money to your investment. Okay. And then once you are like tapped out and you don't have any more money to give, they'll ask you, hey, do you have any friends and family that are interested in this type of thing? Because look at this, look at the growth here. It's fantastic. You're making so much money here. They should get in on this too. And so you'll get friends and family involved. And then once the money has run out for you, your friends and family, and you tell them, hey, we got nothing else, they cut off all communication with you immediately. They stop texting you. They stop communicating altogether. You can't get into that app anymore. It's all done. It's everything. It's like they flipped the switch from on to off.
Oh my!
And you are done, and you cannot get that money back. It is gone. It is gone forever. And so, unfortunately, we've seen too many people get victimized by this, and it's really unfortunate. And to give you an idea of how many people or how much money is involved here, like I said at the beginning, the total dollar amount for people being victimized in this country was $16 billion in 2024. Wow. Out of that $16 billion, 6.5 of that was due to this scam alone. Okay. And this is one of, 50 scams that's out there. So just know that this is the biggest dollar amount hit for our citizens. And the more we can educate people about this, the better off we are going to be. Because the other thing too is, and a lot of people don't know this, is when they first started the scam, they targeted Chinese, and then they saw that it was really good, and they went to everyone else. They're targeting anyone and everyone. If you have cryptocurrency or you have a bank account, they're going to try to get you to invest in this. But the folks that are actually calling you and getting you to invest in this have also been victimized themselves. And people don't know this, is that over in like Southeast Asia, they'll put an ad out, on a Craigslist or a newspaper or what have you, advertising a job for, you make X amount of money a month, and And the number that they give them is something that they don't see very often. So they're like, heck yeah, I want to be a part of this. I want to make this money. I'll be gainfully employed and make a lot of money for my family. This was great. So they all go to this one central location for this job. And then in that central location, the bad guys will put them on buses and take them to another location to where they commit these crimes. They're in data centers, or not data centers, but call centers, where they have a computer and a phone, and they contact everyone, all the victims across the world in these call centers. And they take their IDs, whether it's a driver's license or a passport, they take it from them, and now they're being held hostage. They have just become a human trafficking victim. Okay, so they've been trafficked to go do this job to then victimize us. So it's victims that are victimizing us, which folks a lot of times don't understand that, but that is the way, like, especially Asian organized crime has worked, when it comes to this specific scam.
Well, if you are a grandparent raising your grandchild and you've got your hands full with everyday life, but you get a little greedy, you want your portfolio to do a little better because your costs of running your household have skyrocketed with one to three additional grandkids you're raising in your 60s or 70s. How can we make wise decisions and not fall for this stuff? Because it seems to be driven purely by greed.
It 100% is driven by greed. And in this country, unfortunately, we have a lot of people who, they like to fall for the get rich quick schemes, money for nothing or money quickly. And unfortunately, if unless you are somebody that's very lucky to hit the lottery, that is just not how life works. And I think all of us know that, especially deep down inside, we know that. And these guys are really good. They will they will try to convince you in every which way they can. They are really good at social engineering this stuff, so that they convince you to do this. They'll give you fake Twitter sites or Facebook sites to go to and see, hey, this is how my friend or my family or my uncle, my dad did this. Look at how he's living. You can do that too. He's teaching me how to do it. I'm investing too. And they go through this script that they have and these fake sites that they have you go to. So you go and see, wow, this guy's living in a lap of luxury. He's got luxury cars, he's got boats, he's got multiple places in different, cities or countries. And man, I want to do this too. And so they get you all hyped up, and they think that they convince you that this can be yours too. And that's just not the case.
Well, what would you recommend for our listeners to do? What special steps should we take so we don't fall for this cryptocurrency scam?
So when it comes to the pig butchering cryptocurrency scam, I'd just be wary of cryptocurrency in general. There are legitimate places to go to invest in this stuff where you can buy it yourself, okay? But just be mindful that research out each of these places if you're going to do it. If anybody ever comes to you and says, hey, whether it's this scam or some other scam that's happening that you just don't realize it's happening to you, if anybody asks you to go get cryptocurrency or deposit money at a Bitcoin ATM, I haven't found a real good legitimate reason for a Bitcoin ATM yet. It's just not, because there's just no legitimate reason for to have those out there except to help victimize folks. And that's what we see a lot of times is elderly, and especially elderly women over 60 going, if you saw the ATM video camera for these Bitcoin ATMs, you would see person after person after person after person is a 60 or plus female that is putting $10,000 to $20,000 into Bitcoin, into the Bitcoin ATM, and almost 100% of them don't realize that they're being scammed, and it's really unfortunate. So, anytime anybody asks you to pay in cryptocurrency or go get cryptocurrency for whatever reason, just be skeptical and think twice, because it's probably something nefarious.
But that's an amazing statement you just made, that they're mostly 60-plus-year-old women that are taking $10,000 plus and going to the Bitcoin ATM. I never would have thought that.
Yep. We're seeing it all the time.
And why are they just kind of prone to this type or attracted to this type of scam? Why females instead of males?
That is a good question. Maybe it's females are more trusting. or I just don't know. That's a great question to get an answer to. It's more of a sociology, psychology, maybe question than a law
That'll be
enforcement one.
on one of our future shows. So take a look at the psychological aspects.
Yes.
But what you're talking about, I know you're out of the Detroit office, and we're so thankful for the work you're doing here in our town. But this is really across the country, right? This is
Yes.
all over the country. This is
Yes.
it's exploding.
Yes. It's a 100% across the country. And a lot of these scams are across the world. But yes, it is across our nation. And we got to educate folks so that they do not fall for this. And the best way is doing it something like this in a podcast or getting in front of them in person. I talk to a lot of folks in person, and it's great. And all of our field offices have outreach programs to where we can come out and talk to folks, whether it be on in person or over like Zoom or Teams or some kind of virtual way. We can do that too.
That is just so awesome. And I know you wanted to talk about this problem first because this is the biggest problem in the country as far as financial scams, cryptocurrency, and investment fraud. And right, that's number one on your heart because this is just absolutely exploding. And so we thank you so much, FBI Supervisory Special Agent Brian Drake, for joining us today to talk about cryptocurrency fraud. Do you have any last words for our grandparents, for our listeners, as far as what they need to look out for? Because I know we can't wait to have you back to talk about the specific grandparent scams that are going on. We'll do that in a future podcast. But any last minute thoughts for our listeners?
Yes, just be mindful of anything you're doing online in the social media realm, who you're contacting, know who you're contacting. And AI is generating a lot of stuff here, and we can talk about that at some point in the future too. But just be careful online. That's where these guys start these scams, specifically this one, but a lot of the others too. And just know who you're talking about. Watch out for the phone calls that you get. If you don't know it, don't answer it. Let it go to voicemail. Just tips and tricks that are out there to help you guys out. So just be safe and know that we're here to help. So if you get victimized or you know someone's victimized, please report it to ic3.gov.
ic3.gov is the website. And you just made a huge statement there, Brian, when you said, hey, if you don't know the number, don't answer the phone, right?
Yes.
And we're all getting pinged like crazy on our cell phone.
Yep, exactly right. And just know that too, that with the phone calls, they can spoof a number to make it look like it's coming from somebody else. They can make it look like it's coming from the FBI. So if you're at all skeptical, just let it go to voicemail. That's all.
The word of the day is voicemail is not a bad thing.
It's not.
So we need absolutely more of that. But thanks so much for being our guest today on It's a Grand Life. And if you're at home and you're listening to this, Special Agent Brian Drake he's not playing. He's telling you about a problem that has absolutely exploded over the past year. This is not something with 10 years of data. And if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Hang up the phone and forget the number, block the number, whatever you have to do, but do not become a statistic or you're really not living the grand life. But we want to thank you so much, Supervisory Special Agent Brian Drake, for being our guest here on It's a Grand Life today. Join us next time as we talk about grandparent scams. You're not going to want to miss it because it's absolutely in your neighborhood. This is going to be applicable to you, and we're going to look forward to having you join us next time on It's a Grand Life. Thanks so much, Special Agent, and we will be chatting with you very soon. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us today for It's a Grand Life. It's a Grand Life provides vital content, regulatory updates, and subject matter experts that are committed to supporting the 2.4 million kids and their caregivers from every neighborhood, every city, every tribe and territory nationwide. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts and leave a review. Every new subscriber and review helps us reach others that need assistance. As caregivers, we are united in purpose. We are driven by hope while providing strength for today and hope for tomorrow. We are truly making a difference while living the grand life. If you have a suggestion for a future episode, please reach out to us. But we'll see you next time for another It's a Grand Life. Thank you for joining us.